Hello. We have some time in our hands, so that's why we are doing some settings. Trump is yet to come live, but the volatility is already started. We have some time in our hands, so that's why we are doing some settings. Let's go. What do you think is gonna happen? Let's go. Let's go. What do you think gonna happen? Ahmed, so we have approximately 10 minutes in our hand. What do you think it's gonna go up or down?
Okay, thank you very much. This is Big Duff.
Okay,
Appreciate you.
he's there, he's there. Ahmed,
Late last
he's
night
live.
and
Yes.
early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces
वो ट्रम्प लाइव आ गया.
Trump operation in the
We are
capital,
live, don't say anything.
Venezuela. overwhelming American military power, air, land, and
I want to go to Ben George.
a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas
सुनो भाई फिर बाद में आओ
to
तो
bring
आ गई है देखते हैं सारे दिन
थोड़ा
to justice.
आप थोड़ी रख
This
लो
was
इधर
one
ही
of the
नहीं
most
नहीं खाना खाया सिर्फ टेस्ट किया
effective and powerful displays of American
अपन खाते हैं कोक पीते हैं
military might and competence
फ्रिज बस से थोड़ा
in American
थोड़ा
history.
स्टार्ट करता हूँ आप तब तक आओ
And if you think about it,
बेस्ट
there's some
ऑल द
other good ones like the
Did he just say good ones like me?
गला गीला होना चाहिए
the
he might have
attack on al-Baghdadi,
he's not good
obliteration and decimation of the Iran nuclear sites.
what he's talking about
Nah. He's mentioning Iran. Fuck
This
this bullshit.
midnight
Bencher.
November, all perfectly executed and done.
all
No nation in the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time.
So this is actually
All
the real history,
Venezuelan
huh?
military
yes
capacities were rendered
because around
and
100k like 110k
force
people are watching it
successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have. It was dark and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York. Jay Clayton face American justice. Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York. Jay Clayton. With breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, like maybe like never before. These highly trained warriors operating in collaboration with U.S. law enforcement caught them in a very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out in the sea, just sort of waiting. They knew we were coming. So they were in a ready, what's called a ready position. But they were completely overwhelmed and very quickly incapacitated. If you would have seen what I saw last night, you would have been very impressed. I'm not sure that you'll ever get to see it, but it was an incredible thing to see. Not a single American service member was killed, and not a single piece of American equipment was lost. We had many helicopters, many planes, many people involved in that fight. I think of that. Not one piece of military equipment was lost. Not one service member was, more importantly, killed. The United States military is the strongest and most fearsome military on the planet by far. With capabilities and skills our enemies can scarcely begin to imagine. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. There's no equipment like what we have. And you see that even if you just look at the boats. We've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by sea. 90%. Each boat kills 25, on average, 25,000 people. We knocked out 97%. And those drugs mostly come from a place called Venezuela. We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. and it has to be judicious because that's what we're all about. We want peace, liberty, and justice for the great people of Venezuela, and that includes many from Venezuela that are now living in the United States and want to go back to their country. It's their homeland. We can't take a chance that somebody else takes over Venezuela that doesn't have the good of the Venezuelan people in mind. Had decades of that. We're not going to let that happen. We're there now, and what people don't understand, but they understand as I say this, we're there now, but we're going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it essentially until such time as a proper transition can take place. Mm-hmm. As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust, for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave if we needed to do so. We actually assumed that a second wave would be necessary, but now it's probably not. The first wave, if you'd like to call it that, the first attack was so successful, we probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave, actually. This was pinpoint, but we have a much bigger wave that probably won't have to do. This partnership of Venezuela with the United States of America, a country that everybody wants to be involved with because of what we were able to do and accomplish, make the people of Venezuela rich, independent, and safe. And it will also make the many, many people from Venezuela that are living in the United States extremely happy. They suffered. They suffered. So much was taken from them. They're not going to suffer anymore. The illegitimate dictator Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States. As alleged in the indictment, he personally oversaw the vicious cartel known as Cartel de las Solas, which flooded our nation with lethal poison responsible for the deaths of countless Americans, many, many Americans, hundreds of thousands over the years of Americans died because of him. Maduro and his wife will soon face the full might of American justice and stand trial on American soil. Right now, they're on a ship they'll be heading to, ultimately, New York. And then a decision will be made, I assume, between New York and Miami or Florida. But we have people where the overwhelming evidence of their crimes will be presented in a court of law. And I've seen it. I've seen what we have. It's both horrible and breathtaking that something like this could have been allowed to take place. For many years after his term as president of Venezuela expired, Maduro remained in power and waged a ceaseless campaign of violence, terror, and subversion against the United States of America, threatening not only our people, but the stability of the entire region. And you all saw it. In addition to trafficking gigantic amounts of illegal drugs that inflicted untold suffering and human destruction all over the country, all over, in particular, the United States. Maduro sent savage and murderous gangs, including the bloodthirsty prison gang, Tren de Aragua, to terrorize American communities nationwide. And he did indeed. They were in Colorado. They took over apartment complexes. They cut the fingers of people if they call police. They were brutal. They're not so brutal now. And I just have to congratulate our military, Pete, and everybody, and our National Guard, because the job that they've done, whether it's in Washington, D.C., where we have a totally safe city, where it was one of the most unsafe cities anywhere in the world, frankly, and now we have no crime in Washington, D.C. We haven't had a killing. We had the terrorist attack a few weeks ago. A little bit of a different kind of a threat, but we haven't had a killing in a long period of time, 6, 7 months. We used to have two, on average, two a week in Washington, our capital. We don't have that anymore. The restaurants are opening. Everyone's happy. They're going, they're walking their daughters, they're walking their children, their wives, and walk to restaurants. Restaurants are opening all over Washington, D.C. So I want to thank the National Guard. I want to thank our military, and I want to thank law enforcement. Been amazing. And they should do it with more cities. We're doing it, as you know, and doing it in Memphis, Tennessee right now, and crime is down. Just sort of started a few weeks ago, but crime is down now 77%. And the governor of Louisiana called, great person, and he wanted us to help him, as you know, in a certain very nice part of Louisiana. And we have done that. It was a rough section, and we have, and I understand it's down to almost nothing already in 2.5 weeks. New Orleans, it's down to almost nothing. And we've only been there for 2.5 weeks. Can't imagine why governors wouldn't want us to help. We also helped, as you know, in Chicago, and crime went down a little bit there. We did a very small help because we had no working ability with the governor. The governor was a disaster, and the mayor was a disaster. But it knocked down crime. But we're pulling out of there when they need us. We'll know. You'll know. You'll be writing about it. And likewise, Los Angeles, where we saved Los Angeles early on, where the head of the police department made a
Ice cream.
statement that if the federal government didn't come in, we would have lost. That's long after the floods. That's when they had the riots.
I'm not
So they
packing
did a
because
great job.
everybody's gonna die then, so it doesn't make sense.
Hold them close. Speak the words that
I love you the most, and you are closer enough.
But we did a great job in various cities. But the place that we were is Washington, D.C., because it's our nation's
See the candle.
from being a
You
crime
must be saying something
for
in
the
lyrics.
biggest cities in the country.
See how the candle is going up.
The gangs that they sent raped, tortured, and murdered American women and children. They were in all of the cities I mentioned. Nicaragua. They were sent by Maduro to terrorize our people, and now Maduro will never
What the fuck?
be able.
What is he talking about? This is bullshit.
Anybody from Venezuela, there will no longer be threats. For years, I've highlighted the
Nah. Say that the people in America who were raped and tortured were raped by Venezuelans. They were sent by Maduro. This is what he's saying.
That doesn't make sense.
Like 12-year-old.
What has he said in the last 8 years that has made sense?
That's absolutely.
And then he said people from Venezuela, they will no longer be a threat.
They,
Ah,
as you know,
When were they ever a
how
threat?
and why? Like,
Why were they ever a threat? They were never a threat.
animals, they murdered Josh.
And see, if you don't have enemies,
Left her dead
if I tell you
bridge. It was a bridge.
from today, Africa will not be your enemy.
Bridge it will
So what will you think?
never be the same to so many
Africa
people.
is my enemy.
What happened?
That is what you'll think, right?
right.
So when you tell people Venezuela will no longer harm you, they will think, fuck,
They were not.
have they been harming you?
Okay, okay.
Has been happening?
So he's putting it in the mind.
They came from mental institutions,
Intelligent guy.
asylums. They came
It's not intelligent. It's a
they sound similar, actually. Prisons.
Gand hole.
Gand
but tougher. A mental institution isn't as tough as an insane asylum, but we got them both. They sent from their mental institutions, they sent from their jails, prisons. They were drug dealers, they were drug kingpins. They sent everybody bad into the United States. We have now a border where nobody gets through. In addition, Venezuela unilaterally seized and stole American oil, American assets, and American platforms,
You have lighter?
costing us
Yes, yes,
billions and
yes, this one.
billions of dollars. They did this a while ago, but we never had a president that did anything about it. They took all of our property. It was our property. We
They
built
took
it,
all of our property.
and
He's
never
talking
had a
about the oil.
president that decided to
How
do
is it
anything
his
about it.
property?
Instead,
Right.
they fought wars that were 10,000 miles away. We built Venezuela
सही बताया ना तुमको?
with American talent, drive, and skill. The socialist regime
लूंगा.
stole it
He
from
said
us.
he built
Turned it
Venezuela's
away
oil
from
reserves.
He
nations, and they stole it from
पी लेंगे ना अभी. चल.
constituted one of the largest thefts of
Okay.
American
He said he
Thanks.
Venezuela's oil reserves.
considered the largest theft of
How and
property in
when?
history.
8 years.
Massive
No, you're
oil
not supposed to ask
infrastructure
Trump
taken like
anything. You
we're
don't have
Venezuela.
answers.
Do anything about it. I would have done something about it. America will never allow foreign powers to rob our people and drive us back into
See, he doesn't say
our
America doesn't allow foreign powers to take oil. No, he says America doesn't allow foreign powers to rob our people. So their people will be like, fuck, Venezuela is robbing us.
and acquiring
This is how you manipulate the audience with the words you use.
Yeah, yeah.
If me and I hate someone, you don't even know this someone. I can tell you he's my enemy, or I can tell you
He's a threat.
yeah, he's a threat. He wants the bad for both of us, and you'll be like, fuck, he wants the bad for me.
Right.
Shit, he must be the enemy. This is what Trump is doing.
Yeah.
All the way back, it dated to the Monroe Doctrines. And the Monroe Doctrine is a big deal, but we've superseded it by a lot, by a real lot. They now call it the Donroe Document. I don't know. It's Monroe Doctrine. We sort of forgot about it. It was very important, but we forgot about it. We don't forget about it anymore. Under our new national security strategy, American dominance in the Western Hemisphere will never be questioned again. Won't happen. So just
Never be
for
questioned again.
decades, other administrations have neglected or even contributed to these growing
Yeah,
security threats in the
there are
Western
no
Hemisphere.
rules in this world.
Under the Trump
The only
administration,
rules are the rules that Donald Trump abides by. What is good and what is bad is now defined by what.
When his term is ending.
different than it
It
was.
defines by what
Sure,
he
it was,
believes.
the future would be, and we did this in my first term. We had great dominance in my first term, and we have
I want to
great
point out.
dominance right now. Everyone's coming back to us. The future will be determined by the ability to protect commerce and territory and resources that are core to national security. These are core to our national
Resources are core to national
just like
security. How?
tariffs. They've made our country rich, and they've made our national security
Our resources are
for. But
That's
these
good.
are laws that have always determined global power, and we're going to keep it that way. Secure our borders. We'll stop the terrorists. We will crash the
We will
cartels.
stop the
We will
terrorists.
citizens against all threats.
See how Venezuela went from being drug traffickers to terrorists. This is the power of words. This is the power of speech. This is what Aristotle taught Alexander the Great.
Ah,
How you control the population, how you control the people with the way you speak.
that's dangerous. You can manipulate and put anything in.
See, he doesn't say we captured. He says we're defending our rights. So now it looks like Venezuela invaded America's rights. Take notes. It will help you in sales.
It's really good.
Remains poised in position, and the United States retains all military options until United States demands have been fully met.
There must be a huge team behind saying
His
this.
PR team must be insane.
What happened to Maduro can happen to them, and it will happen to them if they aren't just, fair, even to their people. The dictator and terrorists, Maduro,
Fair. You heard what he said? Maduro and his people have some problem. So now he said,
It will happen.
if,
Just what you explained.
yeah, if you aren't fair to your people, this will happen to you. Who is he to decide?
this morning, it's a prouder nation this morning because it didn't allow this horrible person.
He said Venezuela is a prouder nation today because he removed.
And some people from Venezuela, I don't know, they are bots from America or something. Like they're thanking Trump or
Yeah, they agree with him because people they are not broad enough, smart enough to think about what will happen in 5 years.
Man, I've worked with a lot of generals. I worked with some I didn't like. I worked with some I didn't respect. I worked with some that just weren't good. But this guy is fantastic. I watched last night one of the most precise attacks on sovereignty. I mean, it was an attack for justice. I'm very proud of him,
Attack
and I'm very proud
not
of
on sovereignty, but attack on justice.
has to say a few words. Thank you very much.
done.
Mr. President, can you explain how the U.S.
Nothing big happened.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. I'm the commander in chief the world respects and the American people deserve. As the president
He
said,
said,
words can
finally, a
Commander
commander in
of
chief
Chief.
that the world respects.
precision of this
When did the world respect? After hearing this, the world will be like, fuck.
Let's read the chat.
by the greatest Americans our country has. The bravery and the power and the precision of this historic operation. A massive joint military and law enforcement raid flawlessly executed by the greatest Americans our country
Release, someone
has.
saying release the files and the
American warriors are second to none, the best in the world and the best of our country. What all of us witnessed last night was sheer guts and grit, gallantry and glory of the American warrior. I'm simply humbled.
Attacking a nation without any pre-informed notice is gallantry.
Raising Cane and all those Americans who stood watch last night.
What's gallantry?
Warriors are the elite of America, and again,
It's like the camaraderie between soldiers, like
no other country on planet
the
Earth
mindset to keep going no matter what, to win, kill the enemy no matter
But
what.
they are the one who are brainwashing.
Oh,
has ever shown
that is
this
not there.
kind of leadership, courage, and resolve. The most powerful combination.
He's the devil, not our business.
As the president said, our adversaries remain on notice. America can project our will anywhere, anytime. The coordination, the stealth, the lethality,
What is $10?
This alcoholic leaper of my screen.
American justice, all on
Mari spent $10 for that.
of the night. Nicolás Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance.
Oil is the key word.
Until he didn't. Left around,
Trump going to sleep.
he found out. President
Cuba
Trump
next,
is
please. What the
furious
fuck?
about stopping the flow.
6 million.
Cuba does not have the oil, right?
No, Cuba is a communist nation.
Okay.
Like Fidel Castro. He's one of the fathers of communist movement. He hated America with So now the people who support Trump are like, now go fuck Cuba because they've been speaking bad about us.
This is about the safety, security, freedom, and prosperity.
From 2028.
Great job. Jesus Christ. Whiskey Pete. Release it.
Peace and strength. And the United States War Department
What is this?
to help deliver it.
Sheenbon?
Welcome to 2026.
I don't know.
Under President Trump.
Time bomb is in Mexico. Mexico is
they have-
also the
yeah.
Now our chairman Raisin Cane.
Also, they have a lot of problems from Mexico.
border, right?
Right. And like
Thank you.
the most
thank you,
illegal
Mr.
immigrants in
Secretary. Thank you,
America are
Mr. President, and good morning. Last night,
In America, there are no
President
illegal
of the United
immigrants.
States
Everyone in America is
asylum.
illegal.
Okay.
How is any
As the
American
President said,
illegal?
the United States military
America is not
conducted
their
an
continent.
apprehension
American
mission
belong to the
across
native Indians.
Venezuela to bring to
Europeans
justice
came to
two indicted
the continent of America.
Maduro.
They committed genocide on the native people of
This operation
that continent.
result
Europeans moved to America.
precise.
No one
and
in
conducted
America is legal by law.
of January 2nd.
Everyone, Donald Trump, his father, everyone is from Europe.
With hereditary, they are not.
Yeah, exactly. So what is the point of telling Mexicans you are illegal in America? How does that work?
To do this more
200 years
some of the
before,
preparation and the
they
detail without
Native Americans
compromising any
hunted animals with
technique and procedure.
normal weapons.
There is always
They
a chance
didn't have the concept of
has
guns
to do this
Mhm.
type.
because they never killed humans.
Our
Americans,
interagency work began months ago.
Europeans
Decades
had guns because they have been in war before.
air,
They took
ground,
those guns,
space, and
they came to the continent of America,
While the
and
past
they
2
killed the
decades
native
have
Indians.
honed the
They
skills
committed
of our
genocide
special operations
using those
forces,
guns because the
this
native
particular
Indians they didn't
mission
have guns. They only had a knife and daggers and arrows. So Americans, the Europeans, won the war against Native Indians using guns. So if you use guns to kill someone and you conquer that place, you know the importance of guns, right?
It's
You want that place.
big advantage.
That is why guns are not illegal in America.
Okay.
Because they know if tomorrow someone else comes, the people should be able to use guns. They won that continent with the power of firearms.
Okay.
The continent was never theirs. Europeans slaughtered Native Americans with these guns. They married Native Americans, they stole their property. Like that, within 30-35 years, they conquered the entire continent. So they know how much guns played a role in destroying the entire continent. So because they use that weapon, they know if tomorrow someone else comes with guns, everyone should have guns.
Okay.
That is why guns are still legal in America. After all the school shootings, after all the products in America,
And
why are
and
guns
the
still
Kirk was
legal?
against it. The Charlie Kirk.
No, no, he was in support of guns.
Really?
was
He
like-
was talking something about guns, right?
He was saying guns should be legal. And someone said there are hundreds of kids being killed every year because of
Yes.
guns. He said that is a small price to pay for freedom.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That is what he said. And he got shot in the neck with a fucking gun. The only reason the Americans still don't ban guns is because they know guns can be the difference between conquering a continent and not. They conquered this entire place with guns. So, because you did it with a certain weapon, you know if tomorrow an enemy comes with a certain weapon, you should have it. That is why they still have not banned guns.
It's crazy.
Nowhere else in the world guns are legal, only in this country.
Intelligence teammates to
You don't need anything, just go fight targets, you will get your license.
where he lived, where he traveled, what he ate, what he wore, what were his pets. In early December, our force was set pending a series of aligned events. Key was choosing the right day to minimize the potential for civilian harm and maximize the element of surprise and minimize the harm to the indicted personnel so, as the president said, they could be brought to justice. And as the president said earlier today, weather in Venezuela is always a factor this time of the year. And over the weeks through Christmas and New Year's, the men and women of the United States military sat ready, patiently waiting for the right triggers to be met and the president to order us into action. Last night, the weather broke just enough, clearing a path that only the most skilled aviators in the world could maneuver through. Ocean, mountains, clouds, ceilings. But when tasked with a mission, this organization does not quit. At 10:46 p.m. Eastern Time last night, the president ordered the United States military to move forward with this mission. He said to us, and we appreciate it, Mr. President, good luck and Godspeed. And those words were transmitted to the entire joint force. Over the course of the night, aircraft began launching from 20 different bases on land and sea across the Western Hemisphere. In total, more than 150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night. Thousands and thousands of hours of experience were airborne. Our youngest crew member was 20, and our oldest crew member was 49. And there's simply no match for American military might. As the night began, the helicopters took off with the extraction force, which included law enforcement officers, and began their flight into Venezuela at 100 feet above the water. As they approached Venezuelan shores, the United States began layering different effects provided by Spacecom, Cybercom, and other members of the interagency to create a pathway. Overhead, those forces were protected by aircraft from the United States Marines, the United States Navy, the United States Air Force, and the Air National Guard. The force included F-22